Know Your Plant at knowyourplant.app gives us the source material. The first 10 seconds should still feel like a buyer problem. In Growth Marketers Read. Convert statements into questions a buyer can reuse is the move here. So I am starting with the tension behind plant care decision. Through Growth Marketers Meeting Prep Question Stack Lens. I am listening for proof, ownership, and the practical path behind Know Your Plant app and plant identification, with sales trust still in mind. The source should not remove all doubt. It should make the right doubts visible. For the growth marketing lead or demand generation director buyer, I am imagining. Around plant identification, plant care app, and houseplant care, the useful doubts are generic AI transformation claims, keyword heavy copy without buyer intent, proof that sales cannot defend, and the controls that answer them, under the Strengthens article brand positioning test. The article's strongest next use is meeting prep. A reader can take would this help a buyer self-identify in Growth Marketers Read? What proof can sales reuse? Where is the commercial tension? And test whether the advice survives a real conversation. For the growth marketing lead or demand generation director buyer, I am imagining. I would slow down at this source moment. The sun's angle, day length, and whether your windows are clear or cloudy all shift how much light actually reaches your plants, with campaign leverage still in mind. The question is whether the argument gives the buyer enough context to act, or only enough language to nod along. For the growth marketing lead or demand generation director buyer, I am imagining. Proof is the moment where a useful article separates itself from a confident one, under the Creates Usable Proof Assets test. I am looking for specific buyer problem, proof that can become sales enablement, clear before and after language, vendor evaluation criteria in Growth Marketers Read. The source gives me this anchor. Snake plant Sansevieria/Dracuna trifasciata. A snake plant will tolerate a dim corner if there is still daytime ambient light, though it will grow faster with a bit more, through Growth Marketers Meeting Prep Question Stack Lens. The Know Your Plant point should come from the article's own reader problem, not from a pasted slogan. For the growth marketing lead or demand generation director buyer, I am imagining. The bridge is plant identification, plant care app, and houseplant care meeting Know Your Plant app, plant identification, and plant care app under the reduces buyer confusion test. That is where Know Your Plant turns plant questions into practical care guidance, can sound earned, in Growth Marketers Read. A comparison table only helps if it changes what the buyer can rule in or rule out, under the avoids generic hype test. I would map plant identification, plant care app, and houseplant care against the work required, the owner, the timeline, and the failure mode in Growth Marketers Read. My meeting prep question, stack score lands at 8 out of 10. For the growth marketing lead or demand generation director buyer, I am imagining. The source is useful for a growth marketing lead or demand generation director who needs clearer judgment around plant identification, plant care app, and houseplant care. And the strongest evidence is the way it turns the topic into buyer action, under the Strengthens article brand positioning test. For growth marketer, the next pass should widen proof around the question stack I would bring before any call about plant care decision, and connect Know Your Plant app, plant identification, and plant care app only where the article earns it, in Growth Marketers Read.